Hello, hello, hello. What's up? It's your girl, Twan the Mystik from housemystik.com. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I am Twan the Mystik. I'm a tarot reader, an artist, an astrologer, and a musician, okay? And if you're interested in pick-a-cards, esoteric knowledge, tarot readings, things like that, definitely hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're updated every single time I drop something new, all right? Okay, so today's reading is all about, what do people say about you when you're not around? I wanted to do something cute and fun for today's reading, so I decided to see what do people say about you when you're not around, okay? So, because I know you're wondering. All right, so for today's reading, instead of picking from piles, we're going to pick from my paintings. We're going to pick from my paintings that are all available on housemystik.com, okay? So, for pile number 1, we have my painting, Your Fate is in Your Hands, and that's with number 444. And then for pile number 2, it's my painting, Give Me Life, and that's with number 888. And then for pile number 3 is, well, this one is called Spiritual Power, but it's the symbol for, yes, it's called, so, and that's with number 666. And let me just say that number 666 is not demonic, okay? Please do your research. It's not demonic. So if you're feeling called to pile number 3 and you're like, oh, I don't want to, I'm not sure if I should do it because it's demonic, that's a demonic number. It's not, okay? It's not. Please do your research if that's how you're feeling, okay? So yeah, go ahead and pick which painting or which number you feel the most drawn to, and I will see you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, hello, hello. Those of you that chose pile number 1 with my painting, Your Fate is in Your Hands, this lovely painting right here, and with the number 444. So, let's get into your reading all about what do people say about you when you're not around. But actually, before we get into your reading, something that would go perfect with that painting, okay? Something that would go perfect with that painting that's available on my website, by the way, is this lovely candle from Positive Space Candles. Oh my God. And this one is called More Love. It smells so good. And for my lovely subscribers, if you use the code TWANTHEMYSTIK, you can get $10 off of your purchase if it's $40 or more, okay? So go to the link in my description and use the code TWANTHEMYSTIK to get this lovely candle. Yo, her candles are so bomb. Like, I'm not even joking. This smells good as hell. And rose and vanilla, because this is the rose and vanilla version, and well, not version, scent, okay? And rose and vanilla happen to be my favorite, my favorite scent. So it smells so good, and it's very powerful. So if you're looking for some candles that just smell really good and make your house smell really good, and you're looking for paintings that make your house look really good, definitely check out my website and definitely check out Positive Space Candles. Lovely, lovely, lovely candles, okay? So anyway, let's get into your reading. Okay, so what do people say about you when you're not around? Okay, so we're going to use this first card as an overall theme as far as like what do people talk about when or say about you when you're not around, okay? So first card we have here, Floating Memories. Okay, so I'm going to read this from the book, but the fact that it says floating memories makes me think that it's people that from like people from your past that talk about you. Maybe they're not in your life anymore, and maybe they follow you on social media, or they like see you thriving on social media, they see you doing your thing, or maybe even like an ex or something like that, someone that you used to have memories or that you have memories with that they're probably not in your life anymore. That's what I'm assuming, but they still think about you. They still talk about you, but they're definitely still thinking about you and feeling. For a lot of you guys, I'm hearing the one that got away. That's what I'm hearing, like the one that got away. So that's why I really feel like it's an ex-friend, or definitely an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend, where they're like, oh, they, the one that got away. Okay, so let's see what floating memory says actually in the book. Okay. Okay, so this card signifies that a wondrous experience is coming your way. Yet, in order for this new experience to manifest into your life, you must first come to terms with and release the past. You are ready for this release to occur. All it will take is a conscious desire to do so. In releasing the past, you are paving the way to a brilliant future in life will seem new and exciting. Do not hold on to feelings of failure or regret. Each experience of your life and your reaction to it was valid for that time. Past failures, losses, and pain all served a positive purpose in your life. I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's kind of long, but it just kind of gives me the basis of basically what I was saying. I definitely feel like the people that talk about you, first of all, are people from your past. They're people from your past, and they're just like, dang, that's crazy that we're not friends anymore, or we're not lovers anymore. And they sometimes think about like, dang, what if we would have stayed together? What if I wouldn't have messed up? Because I feel like these are people that mess things up with you. They mess things up with you, and they definitely regret it. They definitely regret it, and a lot of the times they wonder, what if? So yeah, I definitely feel like what these people are saying is that they let a good one go. They let a good one go, and they didn't realize what they had till, clearly till you were gone, because you're not there anymore, and they're still thinking about you like, damn. Okay, so yeah, let's see what else pops up here. So we have, oh wow, 25, the confident. I honor all I have done to make me who I am today. See, I knew it. I feel like they're people that you had a past with or whatever, and I feel like they follow you on social media, because maybe there's like not necessarily any beef, but it's like y'all aren't close. Y'all aren't as close than like as y'all once were or whatever, and they see you out here doing your thing. You probably post like really dope photos, maybe you looking mad good. You looking really good, and they're seeing you become this butterfly. Because I'm wondering if some of you guys were like really shy when these people knew you. They saw you as really shy. Maybe you've glowed, like I was gonna say glown up, but glowed up. Maybe you've glowed up since the last time y'all really communicated, or since the last time y'all been together. Because I feel like for some of you guys this is your ex, but for some of you guys this is your ex friends, and they're seeing like how much you have grown up and glowed up since the last time you guys were like close like that. Okay, and even if it's not just them, like, I do feel like there's a lot of people that when they talk about you, they say like, oh, this person is really confident. Even if you yourself don't feel confident, they see you as confident. Like, wow, look at so and so. Wow, they are in their bag. They look really good, or they are so much more outgoing than they used to be. And yeah, people. Sorry, that's my son. But people see you as like super confident. Okay, even if you don't always feel confident. Okay, and then we have. See, I knew it. You glowed up. You glue up. You glowed up. Okay, so we have the transformer affirmation. I transform. Bruh. What did I say? What did I say? This literally says I transform myself as a caterpillar transform into a butterfly. And literally I said, it's like you've turned into a butterfly. I don't know if I said that out loud. I feel like I said that out loud, but I know I was saying it in my head. Like, you have turned from a caterpillar into a butterfly, where they seen you from like who you were before, and now they see you as like, dang, this person used to be so shy, and now they're super confident, and now they're super beautiful. Not that you weren't beautiful before, but I feel like you yourself, you know how when you're, I don't know if this is everybody, but I know this is me. But you know how when you're younger, you don't always know what flatters you, or you don't always have the clothes that you necessarily wanted, or you didn't do your hair as you wanted, or some stuff like that. But it's like I feel like you've grown up and you've you know what fits your body. That's what I keep seeing, that it's something about your body, your hair, your face, or something like that, where it's like you look so much better now. And it's not that you were ever ugly. Maybe you felt like you were ugly before, but I feel like it's not that you were ever ugly or something like that, but it's like you know what flatters you, and I feel like you do your hair so much better, or you got some type of new hairstyle, or you do your makeup better, or you've gotten into shape, or something like that, where people are like, wow, this girl or this boy did not look like this in high school, or they did not look like this in middle school, or they did not look like this before, and now they look so good. And I feel like you, though, you've been getting in the gym, or you've been doing something where you've been transforming your body, and it's almost like you transformed in front of people or something, where it's like you went from that caterpillar to the butterfly, from that ugly duckling to the swan. You know what I mean? But I feel like you were never ugly. That's the thing. I don't feel like you were ever ugly, but I just feel like it's something about how you carry yourself now, where it's like, okay, wow, so and so looks so good, you know? Okay. And then let's get into these tarot cards, okay? Let's get into these tarot cards. So, as far as these tarot cards go, let's see what people say about you when you're not around. The Hermit, okay? Oh, shit. Three of Pentacles. Interesting. So, people also, I feel like another thing people say about you is like, you're hard to get or hard to get to, or you're very selective with your friends, because I feel like there could be some people that they want to work with you, they want to be your friend, they want to maybe even want to date you romantically or something like that, but it's like they feel either like you're out of their league, or they're like, I don't know if they would ever give me a chance, or something like that. But another thing I feel like people say about you is that you're very smart, that you're highly intelligent, and probably also highly intuitive. So I wouldn't be surprised if the people that have picked this group, you're like some type of like astrologer, tarot reader. Let's see what else. Astrologer, tarot reader, healer, some type of healer or something like that. But people see your intelligence. Even if you're not those things, maybe there's some other type of knowledge that you've been sharing with the world or something like that. But I'm really sensing that there's people watching your social media that you don't really talk to like that anymore. And they're like, wow, this person is so intelligent. Like, they're sharing their knowledge on social media, or they look really good, and I see all their pictures on social media or something like that, where they're like, wow, they are kind of different from when I knew them personally. Okay? But yes, and then also very selective with friendships, and that's why I definitely feel like a lot of the people that possibly talk about you, without you knowing it, it's people that aren't friends with you anymore, or not as close with you anymore, and they're probably like, damn, he or she just cut me off. Like, they just cut me off, and they just went about their life. They went about their life, and they glowed up. Ace of Swords. Okay, so yeah, people definitely feel like you're highly intelligent. And if you sometimes feel like you're not highly intelligent, just know that other people definitely think you are. Because you are. You are. And it's not just because, other people think you're intelligent, but you are highly intelligent. And I also feel like people know that they can't bullshit you. They can't bullshit you, and they know that you're not a bullshitter. They know that you're not a bullshitter and you don't just be making shit up. Like they know that you're not a bullshitter, and they appreciate your wisdom and your knowledge, even if it's not, because I know I keep sensing that it's people that you're not friends with anymore, but I also feel like or like, a past lover, but I also feel like it's a lot of you guys are being watched on social media because of something that you do. Maybe you're like that's why I said you probably do something like as a healer. Maybe you're an artist, but you're someone that's very visible. Well, that's what I'm sensing, that a lot of you that will pick this pile are people that are highly visible on like social media or something, and people really appreciate the wisdom that you share on social media. But it doesn't even have to necessarily be that. It could just be, like I said, people know that they can't bullshit you and they don't play with you. Okay, they don't play with you. They know that they can't play with you, and that they gotta come with facts, or they gotta come with they gotta be, I don't even know how to explain it, but they know that they just can't be like for example, if you are someone that's like really visible on social media and someone wants to come work with you, they know that they have to put their best foot forward. They can't just be like, oh, I want to collab with you and blah blah, because they know that you're gonna be like, no, unless it's like they see not that, because regardless, everyone's valuable, but they know that you got to be adding something to what they're doing, instead of like, they, because they know that you're selective. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, and even if it's like potential lovers, or not potential lovers, but people that are eyeing you romantically, they know that they can't bullshit you because they see that you're someone that either has your life together, your act together, or maybe you're like super independent or something like that, and they just know that they can't fuck around. They can't bullshit. They cannot bullshit you. That's what I'm sensing or for you guys. Okay. So 10 of Swords. Okay. So, and okay, let me pull these other cards. The World. Yes. See? Okay. And then 5 of Wands. Okay. So I definitely feel like a lot of the people that be talking about you are people that maybe backstabbed you. They've hurt you in some type of way, and now they're looking back at they're looking at your social media, they're seeing you, and they're just like, damn, so and so they're really doing well for themselves. They really got their stuff together. They're really looking good. They're living good, stuff like that. But they know that it's over. They know that it's over, and things would never be the same again. Things will never be the same again between you guys. Or maybe because like if this is an ex, they know that y'all can't get back together or something like that. But it's like the people that talk about you, they just, I feel like it's a lot of people that no longer like close to you like that, and they know that things could never be the same with you guys. But also it's making me feel like, and then even with this 5 of Wands, people feel like you're spicy. People feel like you're very spicy. They can't bullshit you. They know that you will cuss them the hell out if need be. That you might fight them if need be. You might intimidate people, actually, especially with this Ace of Swords here. You probably intimidate people, honestly, and even if you're not trying to. But I really feel like it's because you're highly visible, or because you got your shit together, or they know they just can't bullshit you because you're not just you don't play like that. Okay? So let's see what else. We also got, I totally was thinking Virgo energy because we got the Hermit here. And look, we have You Are Good Enough, full moon in Virgo. Okay, so this goes along with what I was talking about as far as the confident card, because I feel like people see you as confident even if you don't always feel confident in yourself. Okay, people always feel like, wow, she or he looks so good. They're doing so good. Everything seems to be going so good for them. You know what I mean? Even if behind the scenes things are not. And we have Surrender to the Divine. So I really feel like there could be a lot of you guys in here that are deeply spiritual, and people see you as deeply spiritual, and they talk about it. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys are healers or something like that, and people say like, wow, did you hear what so and so said? Wow, that really resonated with me. Or they gave me a reading, or they had this dream about me and they said this and that, and they're really on point. Or maybe you're just someone that gives really good advice, even if you're not a healer or something like that. You give really great advice, and people say that. They really say that about you, like, wow, so and so gives such great advice, and I just really love them, and I really appreciate their wisdom, especially with this Virgo energy here. Highly intelligent, hot, like very, very wise. Yes. And then let's see, we also have prosperity. Yes, see, people yo, people really feel like you're popping. Like they really feel like you're popping, and that life is really, really good for you. Whether it's I really feel like a lot of you guys are highly visible on social media. So people probably feel like, oh my gosh, he or she just has it all together. They probably like rolling around in money. You probably also just look like money because you just always look good. Like I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys on here have pictures on your social media where you just look really good. You just look really good. Your clothes look really nice. Maybe your hair looks really nice. You just look really nice all the time, and people are probably like, they say how good you look all the time. Okay. And then we have life purpose. Yeah, see, I really do feel like a lot of you guys are highly visible on social media. I don't know why I keep saying that, but yeah, I feel like people are seeing you and they're like, wow, she or he, they're really in their purpose because they see you working towards something. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like I said, you're highly visible on social media. Maybe you have your own business or something like that. Or maybe you're just doing really good in life and people feel like, wow, he or she, they're really living in their purpose, and they're so sure of themselves. They're so sure of themselves because they are just doing the damn thing. Then we also have blessing. See, look, people feel like you're super blessed. Like, so that's why I really feel like you're a lot of you guys are, even if you don't have a lot of followers on social media, I feel like it's coming soon for a lot of people in this pile. But people see you as very blessed and very, very lucky because they feel like you have everything all together. Even if you feel like, oh no, like there's still some things I could fix about my life, but people see you as being very blessed, and they're like, wow, they just really got their stuff together. Or it could even be like I said, you really look good. Like you really look good, like well endowed. I'm really feeling like a lot of you guys like have really nice faces, really nice bodies. Look, because she's naked on here. Like you have a really nice face or a really nice body, really nice clothes or something like that, and people are just like, dang, I wish I had that body, or I wish I had those clothes, or I wish I had that hair, or I wish I had that face. People really feel like you are super attractive. That's what I'm trying to say. Attractive. And then we have good. Yo, we got good luck. Oh, so that's why they mad. That's why they mad. Because you're popping. You're popping. That's why they mad. Oh, because they really feel like, dang. I really feel like a lot of you guys, people that are talking about you, a lot of the people that are talking about you are people that are not that close to you anymore, and they're seeing how much you have grown. Like you've grown so much, and they're just like, dang, I let this one get away. I let this one get away. And they still think about you, especially if this is an ex. They definitely still think about you, and they think about all the times y'all have had together, and they just be like, damn, what if, okay, what if, like they really fumbled the bag, as my good sis Shirley would say. I wonder if she's watching this pile, but fumbled the bag, like you fumbled the bag when you fumbled me. Okay, maybe that's how you feeling. That's how you feeling. And they did fumble the bag. Okay, even if it's just a friend, they fumbled the bag too, where it's like you were such a good friend to them, and then they just decided they didn't want to, like, they kind of left you in the dust, and then here you are doing good and doing your thing, and now, you know what I mean? They're just like, damn. Okay? So last two cards, we have death. Yes, see, I knew it had to be people that you are no longer close with like that. I feel it. Like, it's people you're not, like, relationships that have ended. And then discernment. Yeah, see, these are people that you are no longer cool with like that kind of still think about you and talk about you. And yeah, but then also I feel like people also see you as highly intelligent. Like I said, they see you as highly intelligent, and they know that they can't bullshit you because you already know. Like, you already know the vibes, you catch the vibes, so they can't bullshit you. They definitely cannot bullshit you. And yeah, they can't bullshit you. And they know that, and they know they gotta come correct when they're coming at you. Okay, so whether it's like potential lovers, whether it's people trying to work with you, like I said, if you're highly visible on social media, you have a business or something like that, they know that they can't come to you with the bullshit. Okay, they gotta come with offerings, they gotta come with something good for you to be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? But that was your reading, pile number one. If it resonated with you, please, please, please hit that like button, okay? And hit that subscribe button. Oh, also make sure if you are, if you stayed this long, please hit the money emoji or send me the money emoji, okay? So I can know that you stayed here for this long, because I know it was long as hell. But yes, send me that money emoji, okay? And like I said, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell. Also, if you feel called to tip your girl, the virtual tip jar is in my description and in my comment section. Also, make sure if you want to get yourself a lovely candle like this one, this More Love candle, definitely check out the link in my description for Positive Space candles and use my code TWANTHEMYSTIK to get $10 off of your purchase of $40 of or more. And then also my painting over here. What's this painting called again? Your fate is in your hands, okay, which is on housemystic.com. Okay, I don't want to move it because then I'm gonna mess up the whole setup or whatever. But yes, definitely check it out. Love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. I love you guys. All right, have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace. Hello. Those of you that chose pile number 2 with the number 888. And then my painting over here. Let's see, this is in the way. My painting over here, Give Me Life. Okay, so let's get into your reading about what people say about you when you are not around. But first, let me just say this painting is available on housemystic.com. And this lovely candle called More Love. Can y'all see that? There we go. It got dark in here, so it's like the glare, because the flame is so big, so the glare from it is making it just look like a big thing up here. Anyway, so yes, if you, for all of my lovely subscribers, if you use the code TWANTHEMYSTIK, you can get $10 off of your purchase of $40 or more. So definitely check out Positive Candles or Positive Space Candles. Her candles are so bomb. Like, it smells so good. Like, this is the one called More Love, and it's the rose and vanilla scented one, and it smells so good. And it's not even like it's not weak. It's like a powerful scent, but in a good way, not overpowering. Okay. So yeah, definitely check out my good sis. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Okay. And if you notice, it done got dark in here because it's evening time now. I took a very long break. But anyway, let's get into your reading about what do people say about you. So where's the first card to tell you, like, overall what people are saying about you. Okay, so we have Sacred Mountain. Okay, I already know what this card's about. I don't know if I should read the book, but I will just to let y'all know Sacred Mountain. But with Sacred Mountain, I already know that that card has to do with basically being someone that people look up to. You're someone that is definitely looked up to because of your wise advice, your wise counsel. So you might have been drawn to pile number one too, because um I did talk about that in pile number one, kind of. So you are definitely someone that people look up to for wise counsel, or like, it's definitely making me think that you're a YouTuber or something, or even if you're not a YouTuber or on Instagram, TikTok, something like that. I feel like just by you living your life, you're a positive example, because for some reason it's like with Sacred Mountain being here, it's making me think that you have overcome so many obstacles, okay? Like where people have tried to break you, or maybe situations have almost shaken you or broken you or whatever, but instead of breaking you, it just made you stronger, and people have seen you bounce back time and time and time again. Okay, and if you're currently going through something like chaotic, or like something where you're like, am I going to be able to come back from this? Yes, you will. And it's going to be in the most powerful way ever, where you're just like, yo, I thought they was going to break me. I thought this would have broken me, and it didn't. So let's read from the book what I'm trying to find. Where is it at? Okay, y'all, bear with me. Oh, here it is. This card relates to strength of character, which is derived from a compassionate and loving heart. It reflects the inner strength and compassion that you radiate out to all those around you. Like a sacred mountain, your energy is magnetic and magical. You are a mountain of strength and hope for many people. Your love and wisdom are strong and grounded. Because of this, many people will be drawn to you to seek your advice. Yet know that the real attraction occurs on a soul level. Little needs to be said, for your energy is such. Oh wow, this flame is bouncing over here. Your energy is such that it has a calming and healing effect on all who meet or hear about you. Wow, and look, it's talking about hear about you, and we're literally talking about what do people say about you. Okay, your honesty, courage, and inner beauty are an inspiration to many people. You are indeed a sacred mountain, able to weather the changing seasons of life while always remaining true to your inner nature and wisdom. Okay, so yeah, that lets me know that, first of all, it's already mentioning people talking about you, but it makes me think that you have gone through so much. You have gone through so much, and people have seen you bounce back, or will be seeing you bounce back, okay, from difficult situations where they're like, wow, how did they bounce back from that? How did they bounce back from that? And then you're going to be able to teach people how they can bounce back from those obstacles and those negative things. So yeah, I feel like that's one of the main things that people say about you, that you're very, very strong. You're very, very strong, and also very bold and courageous. That's another thing that I'm sensing here. And then we have, like, there's so much orange and blue here. So it's making me think that another thing that people say is you are super creative. I'm wondering if you guys are creative in this pile. Like maybe you do music, art, content creator. But I'm really sensing more like artistic, where it's like music, art, design, or something where you're taking ideas from your mind and putting it on paper, or turning it into something tangible. So that could even be like photography, that could be directing, it could literally be anything. Creative director, it could be anything. Okay, but I'm really seeing like just by you living your life, you are an inspiration to many, because you have bounced back. So I would not be surprised if you're called into being like some type of teacher, or some type of person that gives advice to people, or is on a platform telling your story, where it's like your story is such an inspiration to people, where it's like, wow, if they can do it, that means I can do it too. Like you're such a big inspiration. I'm wondering if some of you guys are like a life path 1, life path 11, life path. I'm also hearing life path 8. We have 8 here. Yeah. And then the signs I'm sensing like Aries, Capricorn. I'm sensing all the cardinal signs actually. Aries, Capricorn. I keep wanting to say Leo. That's not a cardinal sign, but we'll throw Leo in there. So Aries, Capricorn, Leo, Cancer, and Libra. Those are the signs I'm sensing here. But yeah, I feel like you've bounced back or you will be bouncing back. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and see what other cards we have here. The truthful. Okay, I meant to say that with blue here because blue made me think that you speak your truth. Okay, so we have the truthful. I speak my truth and expect everyone I care about to do so too. And that's number 33. So maybe you're a life path 3 or 33 or 3 is your favorite number or something. Okay, and then we have the Emperor. Look, Aries energy. And the fact that both of these are master numbers definitely makes me think that many of you are some master numbers in here, like 11, 22, 33. But yeah, the Emperor. I am worthy of respect because I am respectful of all. So yeah, I know that you're courageous AF. Okay, we got the Emperor here. Like you conquer, you conquer. Okay, you do what you need to do to get what you want. Um, yes. And I think one thing that people say about you, like I said, they say that you're strong. But another thing I feel like they say about you is that you're unique. You're incredibly unique. And that you speak and live your truth, where it's like you aren't like you do things differently from other people, or you you maybe dress unique, maybe you have a unique look to you, maybe you have a unique voice, you have a unique point of view, you have something about you is very unique. Or like I'm also sensing like if you are one of the things I said, maybe you're like an artist, maybe you're a content creator, maybe you could literally be anything though. You could literally be anything. So if I didn't name something that you actually are, that doesn't mean that this is your pile. But what I feel is like you bring something unique to the table. Like I said, for example, if you're an artist or something, your art is super unique. It doesn't look like the typical art that you see. Or if you're a musician, your music is very unique as far as like what's out there today. But people definitely always say how unique you are, and or something about you is super unique. Like I said, either your voice, maybe your look, maybe your name, maybe even your name is super unique or something. But people always say that there's nobody like you. They might try to say sometimes like, oh, your vibe kind of reminds me of so and so, but something about your presence and about your attitude and about just who you are in general is unforgettable. That's what I'm trying to say. Like you're someone that's very unforgettable. Maybe your story is unforgettable, but something about you is just very unforgettable, where it's like people they it's like you leave a mark on people, or you leave a mark on people. But I also feel like you're here to leave a mark, a very unique mark on the world, especially with this Sacred Mountain card here. You're here to do something very unique, and I feel like people are always going to talk about how unique you really, really are. Like you're always yourself. That's what they're gonna say. Oh, dropped a card there, but okay. So let's see what else people say about you when you're not around. Okay. Do I want to do these cards next? Yes, let's do it. Okay, Ace of Wands. Yeah, see, I feel like you're creative. You are very creative, and like I said, you're bold. I feel like you're very, very bold, and you do things that people be like, I could never do that. And even the way she's holding it, this wand, it looks like a paintbrush or a pencil. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are creators or something, but you bring something unique to something that may have already been done, but you make it unique. Like I keep hearing Alien Superstar by Beyonce. Okay. And then we have Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So another thing that people say about you, one, is you look good, okay? You look the fuck good. Or like you just look like you have a good life, or you're not struggling. Even if you are, it looks like you're not. It looks like you're not, or that you know that everything is perfect for you, which sometimes could make people feel a little jealous, honestly. But fuck those people. Okay, so no, seriously. Ten of Pentacles. Another thing that people say about you is you are very family oriented, or like, I'm wondering if some of you guys are parents that will be picking this pile. So maybe they say like, oh, she's a great mom, or she's a great dad, or he's a great dad, or their family is super cute. Or I'm wondering if some of you guys show your family a lot or something, something like that. They say, I feel like a lot of people say that you are very family oriented, or they talk about how great of a parent you are, or or something like that. And then another thing that I'm getting from that is your culture. I'm Something about your culture is coming up. So maybe the people that are picking this pile, maybe you're very in tune with your culture, as far as like, maybe you always dress in a way that is, traditional for your culture, or it could even be that you have this look to you. And oh, because I did say something about uniqueness. So maybe you have this look to you where it's like, there's, okay, like for example, let me use myself as an example. Like me, I'm African. I was not born in Africa, but my parents were born and raised in Africa, and they came to America and they had me. Okay. But I feel like I have very African features. Like, I have the nose, I have the lips, the hair, like very African, very African. But so yeah, maybe that's something that you have, where you definitely have that, the features of your culture, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I'm not saying it in a way like, oh, but yeah, not in that way or anything like that, because I would never, okay, because I look African at AF, okay, AF. But I'm wondering if that's something that maybe people say about you, where it's like, wow, they have a very exotic look to them. You just look exotic. Okay. Oh, just very exotic, very gorgeous, maybe very otherworldly, ethereal. That's what I'm sensing. Another thing, like ethereal. You have like an ethereal. Because, oh, yeah, we did have magnetic in here, but you have like an ethereal type of look to you, like a timeless beauty. Okay. Anyway, let's see. What else do people say? We have another Wands card. Okay. So another thing people say is that you're very focused and very determined, and maybe a little stubborn. Maybe a little stubborn, because I feel like you guys are some big dreamers, especially with this Truthful and Emperor card. I feel like you guys are really, really big dreamers, and you don't want to stray away from that path. So it's like, let's say you've always wanted to be a YouTuber or something like that, and it's like you're constantly working on those YouTube videos, and people always see that. Like, they see your consistency, they see that you believe in this dream of yours, and you won't let up no matter how long it takes. That's definitely what people say about you, that you won't let up on this dream, even if they sometimes be like, why are they still continuing, why are they still doing this, why. It's like, it doesn't even matter what they say, though. It doesn't even matter what they say, because you're going to attain this dream, especially with this 888 here. You're going to attain this dream soon. I feel like soon. If you haven't reached where you want to be yet, know that it's coming, okay? And then Two of Swords. Okay, so sometimes people, and it may not be true about you. I feel like it may not be true about you, but people sometimes see that you are so caught up in this dream, especially not caught up. Maybe that you're so focused on this dream that they sometimes feel like you're not grounded in reality. you aren't grounded in reality. But the thing is, they don't see, and I'm feeling like for this could be maybe like family members. This is what I'm thinking. Like for some of you guys, this could be family members where they're just like, why are you continuing to do this even if you haven't seen any type of rewards just yet? And they sometimes may like say some things about that, but I don't feel like you're confused because this card has to do with being indecisive or something, but I don't even think you're indecisive. I don't even think you're indecisive. Maybe some of you guys are though, but I don't feel like you're indecisive. I think it's just that you have big goals for yourself and you are wanting to see those things come true and you won't stop till you get there. And the fact that we have the mountain here definitely lets me know that you are climbing to reach success. That's why I would not be surprised if you guys are cardinal signs, like have cardinal energy in your chart, especially Capricorn, since that's associated with the mountain goat. Is that, yeah, the mountain goat? So yeah, I see you climbing to your success. You've been doing it brick by brick, one foot in front of another. You've been going towards something, and sometimes people don't see it, but oh, trust me, they will. But this is not even about them. Okay. So bro, what did I say? Look, we got the 6 of Wands here, and this has to do with the attainment of success. Okay, you are definitely here to gain success, okay, and to climb this mountain, okay? And it's like I see many of you guys building something from the ground up, and I feel like at first, yeah, people are gonna see like, oh well, he or she lost their way. I don't know what they're doing. Why are they living their life like this? I don't understand. But it's like but I see you so focused. I see you so focused. And because you're so focused and tuning all these people out that don't necessarily believe in what you want to do, that you end up achieving your goals because you don't let that what people say about you get to you. Even if you do, you don't stop. You still don't stop anyway. But I do see people seeing that success and being like, wow, I really thought they wouldn't achieve success. I really thought they wouldn't achieve success because I've seen them maybe fall down at times, or you know what I mean? But I definitely feel like there's people that are going to be seeing you bounce back, even if you haven't bounced back yet. They're going to see you bounce back. But if, like, let's say you were able to overcome these things already, I definitely see people being like, wow, so-and-so is such an inspiration because they bounce back in such a big way where it's like, yo, this is miraculous. Like, how did they do this? Like the sacred mountain, they say it was miraculous. I feel like that's going to be you. Like your life story is going to be miraculous because of the way you overcame all the odds that were stacked against you. Okay, so we got, oh, let's see these cards. We got your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. So I feel like one thing that people say about you is that they might try to say that you're too much of a dreamer and that you need to get real. You need to get real. But the thing is, of course, you know, there's times where you have to be practical and stuff like that. But I feel like the fact that you believe in your dreams so much and you're willing to stop at nothing to get there, it's like your dreams end up coming true. Okay? And then we also have a new start is coming, new moon. Okay, so yeah, the fact that we have a new start is coming, even though we're talking about, you know, what are people saying about you, I feel like Spirit is wanting you to say, or wanting you to know a new start is coming, especially if you have been, you know, working tirelessly towards certain goals. I feel like you're so close to success. You are so close. You are so close. Okay, and then we have animals. So I feel like another thing that people say about you is that I'm sensing like hippie, especially because like the fact that they say your dreams need a practical plan or whatever. I feel like people definitely see you as like a hippie, like like a what do they like to call us hippie people, tree huggers. And you know what, it's good for you to hug a tree, okay? It's good for you actually. So yeah, they may call you a tree hugger. I know my sister calls me a tree hugger all the damn time. It's kind of annoying, but I do hug trees, so whatever. They may call you a tree hugger, a hippie. Maybe you're a stoner. Maybe you're like very like spiritual or whatever, and people see you as like a free spirit. I definitely see people seeing you as a free spirit, and I do feel like there's people that respect it though. I definitely feel like there's people that respect it, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, I love how so and so they're so like in tune with nature, or they're like such a hippie, they're so laid back, they're a stoner, that's so cool," like, stuff like that. But I do feel like there's some people that's just like they're kind of like weird about it or whatever. But I do feel like a lot of people respect you though. And then we also have look, we have psychic abilities. See, I literally said, like, I feel like you could have a connection. Well, I don't know if I said you have a connection with spirit, but oh yeah, yeah, I did say spiritual. I did say spiritual. So yeah, you're spiritual AF. Okay, you're spiritual AF, and I definitely see people seeing that about you. But I definitely see like you dress like a hippie, probably, most likely. Even if you don't, that's fine. But people see that you're unique. Like I said, you're unique. Oh, and the flame started jumping. Yeah. And then we also have lighten your load. Okay, so yeah, I definitely see people. I definitely feel like people are going to be seeing you bounce back from something heavy. Okay, some type of obstacle that almost took you out. Okay, whether it was like health, whether it's financially, whether it could literally be anything. But I definitely see people seeing you bounce back, and they're just like, whoa, or like building something out of nothing, and they're just like, whoa, how did they do that? Like literally, like, see how this person is carrying the sun and the earth. It's like people are gonna, like, because who can carry the sun and earth? Who can literally do that? But I feel like the way your life is about to turn around, or has turned around, is gonna be like, whoa, like, it's miraculous. How are they doing this? And then we have compassion. Look, and she's even holding the earth too. So I also feel like and they said compassion in this one too. So people they're gonna see your compassionate nature, or they talk about your compassionate nature. Maybe you have a real compassion, or you have real like you love animals. Maybe you really really love animals. Maybe some of you guys are vegan or something. But people are going to talk, or they talk about your compassionate nature. Maybe you're like a humanitarian or something. But people always talk about your compassionate and giving nature, because you are very compassionate, and I feel like you're someone that's always there for people. And you a lot of the times put yourself last, which you should stop, because you need to put yourself first, okay? But I feel like people are always talk about how giving of a person that you are, and how sweet you are. Okay? And then we have teaching. Bro, literally, it goes with the Sacred Mountain card, when I was literally talking about advice, being an advice giver. So yeah, I feel like you're gonna be a living example. A living example where it's like your life turns around so drastically, where people just be like, whoa, that's such an inspiration. And then we also have grounding, literally. And then I think we did talk about that with the Sacred Mountain card too. So I definitely feel like there's some people that love how you're so connected with the earth, and like you have a very down to earth type of energy. But I feel like there's certain people though that try to say like, oh, your head is too far in the clouds. But that's only because they don't see your vision, because you're that mountain. Okay. So yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think. I think that's all I wanted to say for y'all. But if this reading resonated with you and you stayed the whole reading, let me get a eye emoji. Let me get an eye emoji for this psychic abilities card, okay? So yeah, thank you so much. If this reading resonated with you, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you're updated every single time I drop something new. Okay, make sure you get yourself a candle from Positive Space Candles because they are so lit, literally, okay, and they smell so good. Use the code TWANTHEMYSTIK to get $10 off of your purchase. That, it has to be $40 or more to get $10 off of your purchase. And then let's see what else. Oh, my painting Give Me Life is available at housemystik.com. And yeah, check out all of my other canvas art as well. And I also do custom art as well, so hit your girl up if you are wanting to get a custom piece done. Also, let's see. Oh, if you feel called to tip your girl, the virtual tip jar is in the description and in my comment section as well, okay? I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace. Hello. Those of you that chose pile number 3 with my painting over here, spiritual power, aka the symbol for okay? So yeah. Oh, and the number 666, like I told y'all, this number is not demonic, okay? So I'm wondering if people are actually gonna pick this pile, but okay. Okay, so let's get into your reading. Actually, before we get into your reading, I wanted to say this candle is awesome. Okay, shout out to my girl at PS Candles, aka Positive Space Candles. Okay, and this is her candle, More Love, and it's the rose and vanilla scented one. It smells so freaking good. She has bomb candles. And so for all of my lovely subscribers, if you use the code TWANTHEMYSTIK, you get $10 off of a purchase that is $40 or more. So definitely go treat yourself like you will not be sorry, okay? Because I'm serious. This candle smells so good and it's so pretty. Like, it's so pretty. It's so well made. Some people just be making stuff and it just don't be good, but this is good, okay? So yeah, definitely check out Positive Space Candles, and also check out my painting. The links are in the descriptions, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into your reading about what people say about you. So the very first card is basically the overall theme of what people say about you. Where is that card? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we have Rainbow Wings. Interesting. I feel like I've never seen this card in the deck. Rainbow Wings. Interesting. I've never seen this card in the deck, so I'm gonna have to pull out the book. So, okay, so Rainbow Wings. A rainbow is the aura of an angel's wings, which shines even in the midst of storms. It lifts the spirit and gives us hope. Rainbows shine light into our hearts. Awaken the child within you and remind yourself of the beautiful and simple things in life. By guiding you to this card, the angels are confirming that you are on the right path. They ask you to keep focused on your dreams and to honor your inner child by doing more of that which brings joy to your life. Even though you may be experiencing some setbacks, you are urged to continue to follow your heart. Do not give up hope, for all will soon fall into place. Okay, so this is already remind me of pile 2. So if you felt drawn to pile number 2, definitely check it out. Okay, draw a picture of a rainbow and pin it to your wall. Imagine yourself protected and guided by your rainbow. Ask your angels to light your path and guide you in all you do. Sit quietly and imagine yourself surrounded and infused with the beautiful healing colors of your rainbow. Its healing vibrations will inspire you to pursue your dreams. Wow. This is reminding me of pile number 2. So definitely go check it out. So this is already telling me that you have big dreams, you have big goals. But one thing that people say about you is you are very much in tune with your inner child. So I'm wondering if some of you guys are Leos, Geminis. You don't have to be for this to resonate with you. But I feel like people often say that you're very much in touch with your inner child. Maybe you're really good with children. Maybe you're always surrounded by children. because maybe you have your own children or you're constantly around siblings, cousins, other people's kids, But I definitely think that people either say you're really good with kids or you remind them of a kid, but not in like a childish way, but maybe you look like a kid. And not even in a childish way, like you just have a young face. Okay, you have a young face. Maybe you're someone that gets carded when you go to, get some alcohol. You go to get some alcohol and people be like, let me see your ID because you look like you're under 21. Which is awesome. Which is awesome. Okay, so yeah, people probably say that you look really young or that you're very much in tune with your child like self, or you're in tune with your inner child, and it's making me think that people often say you're very fun and you're very adventurous. People probably always see you on some type of adventure or doing something where it's like just fun. They always see you having fun. So I think people often say that you're fun, or they think about you as a very fun person. You're very, like, maybe like the life of the party, or just really funny. Like maybe you have like a funny sense of humor. Not a funny sense of humor, but well, yeah, I guess a funny sense of humor where it's like you're always cracking jokes. You always like have comedic timing where you just say the right thing at the right time and it's just hilarious. Um, but yeah, and then I also feel like people often say, like, when they talk to you, after talking to you, they feel so much better. They feel so much at peace. They feel happy again. They just always, you always make people laugh and smile. That's definitely what I'm sensing, that people, they say that about you. And then with rainbow wings, it's making me wonder, do you often see rainbows? Do you often see rainbows, um like randomly, like in the sky, or there's a reflection and then it's like rainbow or something like that? um Even though we are talking about what do people say about you, I feel like Spirit has a message for you to remember every time you see that rainbow, to remember to always, be in tune with your inner child. Don't let the world turn you cold and bitter, because with the way how society, I'm sorry if y'all can hear my son, he's so loud, but the way how society is, or like even just how people can be, sometimes it can make you just feel cold and just want to shut the world out and just be mean, you know what I mean? And but I don't think that's you. I feel like sometimes you be wondering if you wish you were that way, because it, excuse me, it, like, to protect your heart, but you're really not. Maybe you can be sometimes to protect your heart, but I feel like you're such a kind, gentle, sweet person, and Spirit wants you to know every time you see that rainbow to not let the world make you cold, and then also to remind you of, if you are currently going through a difficult time, to remember that all this stuff is not permanent. Okay, but that was a little message for you. I feel like that always happens with pile three. Like even my last reading, I was talking about something else, but I'm like, this is for you. This part is for you. So okay, so let's see what else we have here. We have the Worrier. I can handle whatever life brings to me. 18. And then we have the Storyteller. I have the right to speak because I listen when people speak. When others speak. Okay, whatever. So yeah, we have the Worrier here, and this is definitely making me think of what the card said and literally what I just said, because I feel like Spirit wants you to know that you should not let the world make you cold, okay? And also don't worry about what people say about you, even though this is a reading about like what do people say about you when you're, not around. But I feel like you should not let what people say or think about you, don't even really worry about it. And I even feel like maybe sometimes you worry about it and it's like there's no need to worry about it, because people have a lot of good things to say about you. Of course, there's going to be haters. There's always going to be haters, because that's life. You know what I mean? But I feel like most people have amazing things to say about you, and you don't even need to worry about what those haters are talking about. Okay, and then with the storyteller card here, it's making me think of what I said as far as like comedic timing. I feel like you are great at telling stories, or you're great at, yeah, just expressing yourself through music, through anything, but I really feel like through talking, really through talking, but it could come, like your storytelling could come in the form of like what I'm doing, or music, or through art, or through comedy, or through, it could be through a lot of different things. It could literally be through a lot of different things, but whatever it is, it's like you tell a story. It's like you tell a story, and people are really captivated by your stories. I don't and like I said, it could play out in so many different ways. You can express your stories in so many different ways, but I feel like people are really captivated by what you have to say. And I think people are always saying like, wow, so and so said this, and that's so cool, or I remember this story that so and so said, and like, and it's really inspiring, or just the things that you talk about, I feel like are really inspiring. And I also wonder if you're someone that goes on rants often. I wonder if you're someone that goes on rants often, but not in a like a preachy way, but in like you're informing the public type of way. And it's like you bring awareness to something. You bring awareness to different things. It could be anything, but I feel like you bring awareness about something to people that makes them never forget. So maybe you're someone that's like an advocate for, I don't know, black people. Maybe you're an advocate for spirituality, an advocate for children, an advocate for the less fortunate, an advocate for some type of research, or something like that. But it's like you bring awareness to people about certain things, and people really listen to what you have to say because you're very well informed. But it's like something about the words that you say, or maybe even your voice or something, is very captivating. It's very captivating, and it makes people want to keep listening. So I really feel like many of you guys have an audience, or will have an audience soon. Hopefully y'all won't be able to hear everybody, but yes, like I was saying, you're a great storyteller, or yeah, you're just very captivating. Something about you, it just makes people want to listen to what you have to say, even if you're not the loudest person ever. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. We have Four of Swords. Interesting. The Hierophant. Interesting. Let's see. Five of Pentacles. And then the Seven of Pentacles. And then, let's just pull the last one. The Moon. Oh, it was reversed. The Moon. Okay. So what am I... Because it's almost like opposites right here. Like we have the Worrier. We have Four of Swords. We have Five of Pentacles, which is all like... Because like the Four of Swords has to do with like being burnt out and stuff like that. And then the Five of Pentacles has to do with loss and things like that. But then the Seven of Pentacles has to do with making great investments. And then the Hierophant is someone that is kind of like a storyteller, or someone that like informs and brings awareness to spirituality and things like that. So I really feel like it's either that there's a split thing where it's like some people see you worried, or have seen you go through things, but then there's other people that sees you as this great storyteller, this leader, this teacher, this someone that's an advocate, this fighter type person. So it's just making me think, kind of like what I said with pile number two. Like, you've gone through a lot, okay? You've gone through some shit, okay? You've gone through a lot, and it's like your life, I feel like, goes from this worrier, this burnt out energy, maybe this broke energy or whatever, but then it turns around and you turn into this hierophant, this teacher, this leader, this advocate, this, because I feel like it's like you probably have gone through some crazy shit. You've probably gone through some crazy things, and it turned you into some type of advocate. It has turned you into this more bold person, this more not this stand up person, but like a someone that wants to bring awareness to things. That's what I keep thinking. That's what I keep thinking. Like, you've gone through some things. Because even this card, about it was talking about like setbacks and things like that. And I feel like you've gone through some things. You've definitely gone through some things that has maybe made you burnt out, or maybe you went through some financial troubles, or you've gone through you experienced a lot of low times. I feel like a lot of you guys have experienced some low times, and there could be people that have seen those low times, but then it's like it turns around and you turn into this advocate, leader, powerful person, and it's like people see that version of you. You know, it goes from this to this, and I definitely see people talking about your story and how you went from rags to riches, rags to riches, rags to riches, rags to riches. Whose song is that? I don't know whose song that is, but I'm hearing it in my head, and I know I've heard it at a party before. But yeah, like, it's like a rags to riches story, where it's like, yeah, because we got the storyteller here, where it's like a story where you're just like, I went to New York with only $40 in my pocket, like stuff like that. Where it's just like, bro, what? How did you go to New York with just $40? Are you serious? But then it's like you turned it around, or like where you stepped out on faith, something like that. And that's why I feel like that child, this card about the inner child, is here, because I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be telling the story about how you stepped out on faith, and it turned you into this powerful person. Okay, and I feel like that's what people are going to be talking about, how your rags to riches story, where it's like you were down and out, and you were just at this low point, but you trusted your heart. You trusted in that dream that you've had since you were a child, and you took it and you turned it around. Or maybe even some of you guys, maybe you experienced poverty as a kid or something like that, and then you grew up and you turned it around. It's something like that people are going to be talking about, where they're like, wow, they really went from this to this, and how did they do that? Like, how are they doing that? Yeah, so let's see what else we have here. Luck is on your side. Yeah, see, new moon in Sagittarius. So yeah, I like the fact that it says luck is on your side, just confirming what I said. Okay, don't let your past hold you back. See, I knew it. And that's the South Node card. So it's definitely making me think that a lot of you guys maybe grew up in poverty, or maybe your parents did, or or maybe you had a crazy past. Maybe you had a past, like maybe some of you guys got locked up. Maybe some of you guys experienced like maybe substance abuse, or maybe just regular abuse, or just some type of low time. You've experienced some type of low time, but you didn't let your past hold you back. You still moved forward, and you became this powerful person. And I think people are going to talk about the how you were able to turn that around, like something so crazy. So I definitely think check out pile number 2 because I literally talked about that. Okay, so I definitely feel like people do talk about your story. I definitely see people talking about your story because of the fact that you didn't allow it's whatever happened to make you a victim. You stood up. You were like, oh no, oh I'm gonna do this. Like, and maybe even people saw you as a statistic where they were like, oh, you're maybe if you're a person of color, maybe they're like, oh, she's just black or he's just black, and they're all black people are dangerous. You know, if you're a black person, you know what I'm talking about, or a person of color, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, but I feel like you've experienced something, um, yeah, and people have tried to count you out, you know? And I feel like even with this luck is on your side, I feel like some of you were unfairly targeted. Some of you guys could have been unfairly targeted, or even like, maybe even for some of you guys, this could be for a few. For some of you guys, I feel like you were a target of evil eye as well. And maybe even your family. I'm sensing this for some of you guys. Even your family, and some people tried to get you with evil eye, and you were unfairly targeted because, I feel like anyone that sends people evil eye or like be trying to hex people is something wrong with y'all, unless it's is rightfully, if it's done for the right reasons, okay. But if you doing it just because you're jealous, something is wrong with you, okay. But I don't feel like that's y'all. I don't feel like that's y'all. But I feel like some of you guys could have been an unfair, like it could have been a like unfair thing where it's like people maybe have sent you evil eye or tried to hex you or something, and maybe it did kind of like penetrate for a little bit though, but it never stopped you. It never stopped you, and you kept going, and then you overcame it. And that's what I feel like for a lot of you guys, and even some of you guys. I feel like people talk about you overcoming an illness. Maybe some of you guys overcame an illness or something, and they thought, like the doctors thought it was impossible to overcome a certain illness, or for things to turn around in a very positive way, and you were able to turn it around. And people are probably thinking, like, maybe those doctors are saying like, yo, how did they do that? Okay. Oh, confidence. See, look. Yeah, so I definitely see people talking, even though that says confidence, is making me think of more like miraculous circumstances where people are trying to understand how you turn things around either so quickly or so drastically or something. And I really feel like it's because of your confidence in yourself. Bruh, look, we have justice. Bruh, literally, I knew it. I said some of y'all probably possibly could have got locked up, or there's some type of like unfairly targeted thing going on. Maybe you've experienced racism. You experienced people being like, oh, you're just another statistic, things like that. And they tried to take you out. They tried to do these certain things, but you overcame it and you got your justice. And people are probably, some people, the haters are probably wondering, because maybe even people tried to hex you too, and you overcame it and you broke it, or you were able to turn things around in such a miraculous way that they're just like, how are they doing this? Like, how are they doing this? We also got boundaries. Yeah, see, look, we got boundaries and home. So boundaries and home. So yeah, I really would not be surprised if some of you guys were unfairly, like, people trying to hex you or send evil eye your way or something like that, especially with boundaries. So I feel like the haters that have tried to like make things go bad for you, they are probably talking about you like, how are they doing this? How are they not letting whatever we put against them overtake them? or maybe the doctors, like I said, maybe they're wondering how is so and so able to overcome this in this short amount of time, or like how are they doing this? How are they doing this? Okay? And then another thing here is we have the home card. So I think another thing that people say about you, maybe you have a nice home. Maybe people always talk about your home and say, "Oh my goodness, their house is so nice," or something like that. But even though this is like home, for some reason it's also making me think that people say you're very strong. People definitely say how strong you are, and how stand up, like you're a stand up person. You're you're definitely a stand up person. I feel like people say that about you. And then duality. Wow, like whoa, see what I was talking about? Look, I was talking about how it's like it's one way in this, with this section, and then it's one way with this. So I definitely see people seeing both sides, where it's like they seeing you struggle, they seeing the negative things, but then they see you overcome it. They see you overcome it and turn like completely around, like a complete 180. They see you turn things around in such a positive way that they're like, how are they doing this? Okay. And then we have new beginnings. Yeah, see, look. And then we did have new beginnings in pile number 2, I think. Yeah, so definitely go check out pile number 2. So yeah, like I said, things are definitely about to turn around for you. You're about to get your justice if you've been wrong, if you've been unfairly targeted, if you've been treated like a statistic, if people try to like hex you, send you evil eye or something like that. Trust me that all of that, like none of that stuff is going to be affecting you anymore if it has. Okay, none of that stuff. And then for you guys that have been unfairly targeted, as far as like maybe the government or like something like that, trust and believe you're going to overcome this in such a big way, and the people that unfairly targeted you are going to get their karma. Okay, and they're going to be talking about like, how did they do this? Like, how were they able to overpower me? But anyway, that was your reading, pile number 1. If it resonated with you and you've been here this long, let's get a heart emoji, okay, in the comments. Okay, so yes, if you feel called to tip your girl, the virtual tip jar is in the description and in my comment section. Don't forget that my art is available at housemystik.com. This beautiful painting right here is available on housemystik.com. Okay, it's called Spiritual Power. And then also the More Love candle. Okay, this and other lovely candles are available at PS Candles or Positive Space Candles. That link is in my description as well. Don't forget to use the code TWANTHEMYSTIK to get $10 off of your purchase. That's $40 or more. Okay? So yeah, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.